Hey everyone, my name is Noah Mian, back on The Arc of Truth, and today I'm going to be talking about Kanye West, his tweets, and finally the special election that happened in Arizona. As we already know, Kanye West is a pretty famous musician, and it has a pretty good following as a result of his rap. Now, personally, I do not care for his music, nor his personality at times, but when he gets things right, at least in my opinion, he gets things right. So, which is why I'm actually going to be talking about what he said. Back on April 21st, he actually posted he tweeted that he liked the way Cadence Otis thinks. Now, if you do not know who Cadence Otis is, she is a very controversial right-wing black conservative woman who basically is also a critic of the Black Lives Matter movement. As we already know, from what I understand from her, since I don't really follow too much on her, like I said before, she is an opponent of Black Lives Matter, but she goes a step further by saying that she wants to stop with this whole black victim mentality. Now, in her case, in her defense, she is 100% right, because a lot of people around the United States, and I think in around the world, have this sort of victim mentality that if they are a certain skin color, then they basically are own something, or they're simply oppressed, even if they're not. Basically, this is the issue that's happening in the United States, and it's becoming very, very stupid. So he actually made a tweet about this, and at first no one really cared. But as soon as the far left and social justice warriors decided to look into this, they were outraged. Oh, Holy Crusade, Deus Volts. Or Deus Social Justice. Social Justice will it. Anyway, there are actually a few tweets that were given as a response to this. In fact, I already have them I have a few on my phone. Let's see here. From the Federalist, there's from Jeremy Gordon. I have no idea who that is, but who the hell cares? Kanye merged so quickly into his generation's Billy Corgan, I didn't even have time to think a piece about it. It's funny how people are just very whiny, especially when people say their own opinions. Which is pretty funny, because the left typically wants the black community not to have this victim mentality, so as to continue to gain their votes, and so that they still have a voting base as a result. Without that voting base, they could lose many elections. Now, if they lose the black community, lose the entire black community, they would probably still remain in politics. But I'm just saying, it would still be a major earthquake within the Democratic Party should that ever happen. And this, what Kanye West is doing is definitely threatening them. Now, to go on more with the tweets, from the Black Penta. What? I'm sorry, people make these stupid names. I'm not kidding you. It's DEBLECKPENTA. The Black Penta. What is that supposed to be a reference to Black Panther or something? I don't know. I'm being serious here. I don't know. And if you're going to try to make yourself a cool name, at least make something that's actually grammatically correct, please, because it's really annoying. Now, continuing on. There's actually a video here, so I'm not gonna really play it, but it says at the very end, me watching racists rush to claim Kanye. Racists rushing to claim Kanye, a black man, speaking in his own mind. If I were a racist, I would try to keep blacks in their mentality, or at least in the collective way, so that to keep them down, as a way to make me feel superior and to make them inferior. At least that's what I would do if I were a racist. This one doesn't sound like something what Kanye West is doing. This doesn't sound like something a racist would do, or well, would support, to be honest. Kind of like the Democratic Party, am I right? But anyway, there's this guy named Matthew Gerks. If Kanye West ends up with a regular segment on Fox and Friends, I quit. Oh, I'm sorry, but no one gives a crap about your feelings, especially when he's just saying his own opinion. I'm sorry, but it's America. Everybody has their own opinions. So even people who are conservatives, they have different opinions from each other. There are libertarians, there are neoconservatives, there are the religious right wing. I'm just saying, there's a right wing, and there are just segments of that. There are some different opinions. So screw you, I guess. I don't know. I mean, these tweets show how crazy the left is because of how outraged they are that Kanye West is speaking his own mind. Now, they consider Candace Owens controversial because she doesn't like Black Lives Matter, as I said. The same movement that actually caused for the deaths of cops, and it's basically supporting black supremacy. And it's that movement is really funny, but I'm not going to get much into that. The point is that the left is afraid that a lot of people, especially blacks, are deciding to stand out individually amongst themselves. Kanye West is shown to be something like this, and the reason why they are outraged by Kanye West is because, well, like I said before, they are afraid of him, but he has a big following. You already know him. He sells known rap albums. He basically licenses his music to for some movie trailers, and well, he's known for some crazy scandals that have happened in his own life, and even some of the crazy things that he said. That is why they are afraid of him, which is going to eventually, unless the left decides to incorporate some new opinions, or at least have a new diversity of opinions, instead of just saying that minorities are oppressed and victims and that sort of thing, and having the social justice warrior mentality and even the socialist mentality, they're gonna be losing their own base. Just saying. Now, I've already talked too much about Kanye West. Now I'm gonna be talking about the Arizona special election. Now, from what I just heard, and I just remembered that there was an election like 10 to 15 minutes ago. There was a night election in the Arizona, in one of the districts of Arizona. I can't recall which district, but it was definitely from what I can tell, a major setback for the Democratic Party because they not only highlighted this special election because they considered Arizona a swing state, despite the fact that it's known to be a Republican stronghold, but also since the GOP actually won in that district, it's actually going to be a rallying cry. It's kind of funny because the media actually said before that the Alabama election and of course the Pennsylvania district election were the showings of a possible blue wave. This only shows my confirms my suspicions that this is actually not going to be the case. Even if it is possible that for the Democrats to retain some of their seats in the Senate and at least gain maybe 5 or 10 or 15 seats in the House of Representatives, it's not going to be a blue wave. Republicans are still going to be in control of the Senate and the House of Representatives. That I believe. Now, I could be wrong. We are already in late November, and we have May, June, July, August, September, October, 7 months until the election happens, or well, less than 7 months. So that may change. But to be honest, with this victory in Arizona, this completely crashes down that illusion, kind of like how Kanye West and Candace Owens breaks this illusion of the victim mentality, like I said earlier. But back to the issue. This is a step back for the Democratic Party. They obviously wanted to flip this seat, like the way they did with Pennsylvania. The overall result was the Democrats won 47% and the Republicans 53%. Now I cannot recall I cannot recall who the candidates were. You know what? Let me just go back and let me see that. Aha, here we go. Debbie Lesko. She is the Republican candidate, and she won the election in Arizona against Democrat Harel Tiperneni, who is actually a physician and they won in the 8th, and the Republicans won in the Arizona's 8th congressional district. Now, since this demoralizes the Democrats and breaks the idea of a potential blue wave, we may actually see a much larger red wave, or at the very least, the status quo. I think that there will be major gains for the Republicans, especially in the Senate, in the House of Representatives. In the terms of the House of Representatives, I think that maybe, just in my personal opinion, that the Republicans may have the opportunity to gain a few more seats than the Democrats have of actually gaining their own seats. Just in my personal opinion. And that's kind of because of the high approval rating of President Trump, and the damaging credibility, or well, not really credibility, but just damaging reputation of the Democratic Party. Now, the Republican Party is not really doing too much better, but it's not doing worse. So it's at a very better position than the Democrats. So that is why I constantly say there will be a red wave. And if that happens, maybe, just maybe, there will be a super majority in the House of Representatives. I can't say for certain for the Senate. In fact, if I were to guess, maybe 2 to 4 seats would be gained to the Republicans, but that's about it. That would only give them 55 out of the 60 required for a supermajority. But anyway, that would still leave the Republicans in charge, and this would further boost Donald Trump and, of course, the GOP. At the same time, this will only further demoralize the Democratic Party unless they decide to change their platform into something that's appealing for the average voter, or they just stop with this whole scandalous issues, especially the Russia investigation, which, by the way, I did mention before, but they decided to sue Russia, the Trump campaign, WikiLeaks, those guys, for supposedly election fraud back in 2016, which is kind of funny. Unless they stop doing those things, I bet that the Democrats will not be as powerful as they were in 2020, and it'll be a while before they pick up any steam in the future. My name is Noah, me and the Arc Truth. Please post comments down below, share this video, like it, and subscribe.